Alright folks, so finally we can talk about a vehicle that's not Russian for once. Well, it's Czech, so it's close, but it's not Russian, thank God. So it is the ShPTK TVP 100, a premium tier 8 Czechoslovakian tank destroyer. So we're likely going to see a whole new tank line of Czech TDs, and that's pretty fun to say the least. But when I think about it, I imagine a fast, medium tank chassis with a 122 or 120 autoloader, and that is scary to say the least. So imagine a Waffenträger off E100, but it's on a Panther chassis and not a E100 chassis with the autoloader. Yep, it's not historically correct. There were no autoloaders for Czech tank destroyers. All of the tank destroyers are paper tanks, so technically they don't exist, but it's wargaming, so they can do whatever the hell they want. And putting autoloaders with like 5-round clip of a 122. Holy crap, that is frightening. That is terrifying. But thinking back, based on wargaming's current trend with tech trees and newer branches, they're likely going to introduce it after tier 5 or tier 6. So it's like a half a branch because they don't care about lower tiers or middle tiers. So probably after the Skoda T25 or T24, and you're getting like a Hetzer-esque of a tank destroyer afterwards, and then into something like a Su-100 or so. But here are some actual historical pictures about paper tanks, paper tank destroyers, proposed by the Czech development team. And as you can see, it's like a Hetzer based on the Skoda T50 or super larger Hetzer in a sense. Some of them have a 152, but these are derpy 152s, so probably high explosive rounds. And this is practically this vehicle we're talking about right here. So all paper tanks. So let's take a look. But a 100mm, they buffed the stats dramatically because originally the stats sucks. Originally it had like 2000 DPM, now it has 2600, which is a lot more tolerable, and 270mm of pen with AP round, not bad. Gold shell is high explosive anti-tank with 330, also pretty good. DPM based on the 100mm says it's a rapid firing gun, so reloads every about 5.25 seconds with a rammer. Aim time is great after the buff, but originally it's still okay, so 1.25 seconds of aim time, that's super quick. Accuracy got dramatically buffed from 0.41 to 0.32. That is tremendous, but it does need it with the small alpha. So gun depression of 6 degrees, 20 elevation, 66 rounds. They also buffed the dispersion while moving the vehicle and traversing and rotating, but it's a rapid firing gun, so it works. It has more pen than the Scorpion G 128, but doesn't have the alpha. It does have the DPM, so you could play this vehicle like a medium tank and just go flanking around instead of trying to snipe across the map. Also, the shell velocity is about 900 meters per second, so it's not that fast of a shell, so you have to lead your shots with the 100mm. But it is a premium, so makes more credits and crew XP, and with that penetration you don't actually need that much gold shell, so that's a plus. But mobility wise, 55 kilometers per hour top speed, not bad. 20 reverse, about 22 horsepower per ton ratio, so pretty good. Hull traverse like a medium tank, 42 degrees per second based on the Skoda T50, obviously pretty good. Turret traverse with the pseudo turret or gun shield turret is 32, also not bad for a tank destroyer, so you could play like a medium tank and just basically constant D-track and dealt damage based on DPM. Not bad, but you're not actually a medium tank, so not as much health. It's still okay-ish, but it's not like 1000 for a STRV S1, but it's okay. But no armor, 65 at the front, 40 at the sides and rear. You have no armor. high explosive will pin for like something like a HESH on a charioteer, you'll get pinned. View range, standard for tank destroyers, 370, even though your open cabinet or open top for the turret. So originally, open top vehicles usually had more view range, but Wargaming changed that as long as it fits the meta or something. But overall, it's like a charioteer, but even more so, firing rapidly with like 17 pounders or 20 pounders. But this is the original in-game stats, so it got buffed from 2000 DPM to 2600, which is dramatic, obviously. Buffed the accuracy, aim time, all got buffed, so much appreciated. But buffed the pin as well, 250 to 270. That's also pretty huge, but still 250 alpha, so rapid firing gun. And I don't know, you can see with the shell velocity, it's only about 900 meters per second. High explosive anti-tank is about 800 meters per second. So you had to lead your shots if you want to pin across the map. But if this was like 1,100 meters per second for the AP shell and about 1,000 for the high explosive anti-tank, it would be much better. But surprisingly, the high explosive is better in terms of shell velocity and packs a lot more punch than the normal AP. Why is it 420? Blaze it. That's like dramatically more. I thought it should be like 350 or something, but or 320. That's a crazy high damaging high explosive round. Alright. It works, I guess, but they buff all the stats. So these are the original stats pre-buffed. But camouflage value, we can see from this page, not bad. It's about 15.5 or so without moving the vehicle, but that's better than a Scorpion G, obviously. So it looks like a Skoda T50 with a semi-pike shaped nose, and you have the gun shield and the gun. It's fully traversable pseudo turret, but yeah, it's only 65 millimeters, so high explosives or artillery shells will hurt if you get spotted, but hopefully you don't. Yeah, it's like a Skoda T50. You carry a lot of ammo, 66 rounds, but each round only deals 250. Well, based on tank destroyer doctrine, in my opinion, better alpha means you don't have to expose yourself constantly. So that's why the Scorpion G is a lot more effective than a charioteer. Charioteer only deals about 390 alpha, or the HESH deals about 450 or something, but the Scorpion G deals 490. So you don't have to expose yourself with constant firing of the gun. And also, the shell velocity is not that fast, so you have to lead your shot. So let's take a quick look at the Scorpion G just to be sure, but it's one of my favorite go-to premium tank for tier 8, but the only reason Scorpion G is better than something like a charioteer, in my view, is the alpha. You don't have to expose yourself as often. For 90 alpha, and let's take a look at the shell velocity. Yeah, 920 is better than 800, right? So is it 800 or am I misremembering? 900. Never mind. 800 for the high explosive anti-tank. So close enough, but you do have to expose yourself twice as much for 2 rounds compared to 1 round from the Scorpion G. Both of them have good DPM. Actually, the TVP 100 has a lot better DPM because it's only 2,600 base currently, and with the rammer it's about 3,000 plus. So it has better DPM, but it has to expose itself with constant firing of the gun in order to achieve that DPM. So you have to snipe across the map, but 270 millimeters of pen is not bad to snipe across the map. Though when you shoot at somebody, when they get hit, they'll realize they should back off and take cover. So getting the second shot in is a lot more difficult than just getting one shot of a 128mm in, right? So I still think the alpha is a little bit wonky. I mean, I could trade the rate of fire for like 320 alpha. I would happily do so. But, oh. Well, let's take a look at tank to shore comparisons. But here's the charioteer. About the same DPM, but it has better pin by like 20mm. And less alpha, but you don't need it for tier 8s. So there's a reason why Scorpion G is more favorite than a charioteer. Also because this is not a premium, so what the hell am I talking about? But it does have a turret, it does move fast, it does have a lot better traverse than the 18 on the charioteer. Let's see, hull traverse better than the hull traverse as well. It's a Cromwell. Why does it have terrible hull traverse? Well, you should have better hull traverse and turret traverse than the Scorpion G, so it's a lot more flexible as a medium tank. So it's like a Kampfpanzer 07RH, but it has penetration and alpha and DPM. So what the hell's a Kampfpanzer 07? It's a medium. Holy crap, there it is. So it's like this thing with a 90mm, but it has a 100mm, has better alpha, a lot better penetration, better accuracy, better aim time, slightly better DPM, and not as good top speed or hull traverse or turret traverse, but it's like playing with this, except you're tank to shore and less view range, better camo, less top speed. It's like playing with this in a sense. But 270mm of pen is nothing to laugh at, especially for a premium tank, so you don't have to use a lot of gold shells to make credits. And if you're starting off, so you don't actually have a good crew, unlike the other tanks with established tech trees. So I still think it's a viable tank to shore, but it's not Scorpion G levels. If you're making credits, it's perfectly fine. So I would think I would give this thing a 6.5 out of 10. If this thing has more alpha in trading rate of fire for alpha, such as 350 alpha and about the same DPM, so I would actually give it like a 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5. So it's edging towards pretty good rather than just being decent. But the stats may change, so super test server. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Overall, it's not an autoloader, so don't expect it to be like a Skoda T50 or T50-51 with a 122 jamming autoloader rounds. That would be terrifying. Holy crap. Imagine a Skoda T50 with a large caliber gun and an autoloader, like a 152 with an autoloader, or even 128 or 122 with an autoloader. 4-round 122, still scary. Dealing about like 1,600 alpha. So, oh jeez, burst. Yeah, okay. At least we don't have that. It's all paper tanks. So who the hell knows? Maybe Wargaming will pull something out of its ass, but we'll get to see the fantasies they came up with. But there you go, folks. The well, however you pronounce it, TVP 100. So paper tank, first premium Czech tank destroyer. We're likely going to see it on the test server, so I cannot wait. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Rozsvětali jablani